Hi everyone, it's Allison here, also known as Lasan Faye, and I'm here today with a brand new Zen Doodle with me video for the Zen Art Challenge to bring you guys the next week's doodles for the month. Just as a reminder, the Zen Art Challenge is hosted by Heather with Mindful Creativity, and I'll include a link to the Facebook group down below. In case if you're interested in joining, and really I think you should join. But yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and dive into this week's tangles. Okay, the first tangle I have for you guys today is called Shattuck, and it was designed by Zentangle, and I'll include a link down in the description below. So the way you want to get started with this one is you start by drawing these slightly curved lines. You want to do two that are kind of close together. And then you have pairs that are close together, and then the rest of them can be little ways down. Just like that. And so once we have those in place, we can choose one of the spaces, and we're going to draw a series of curved lines that are near each other, and they're all going to arch in the same direction. Just like that. And then from these curved lines, we're going to make others. Like so. And continue to fill this all in. Once you've filled in one section, you can go and fill in the other sections of the piece. Just like that, we've managed to finish Shattuck. This is pretty fun. I like this one. So, that being said, let's go ahead, move on to the next tangle. All right, let's go ahead and dive into the second tangle. That tangle is called Squill, and it was created by M. Murray. And the way we're going to get started with this is we're going to make an X that we're going to use two lines for each part of the X. So there's one half. And the other half. And once we have the X in place, we're going to do a T shape in back of it in order to create a full asterisk look. So, okay, and once we have that, we do the other direction. All right, so now we have the full base that we need for the tangle, and to finish it out, we're going to do these curved lines, kind of a bit of a crescent here that comes from the inside all the way up to the very end. You want to similarly do that on all of the parts that are not in the X portion. All right, once those are in place, you can go and fill them in. Once you're done filling it in, you can go ahead and kind of outline around these leaves that we've almost created. And the way to do that is to go a little bit off of the leaf, and from the X portion, come up and over. And then build off of the X portion a little bit, and rinse and repeat. Is Squill, and wow, that's actually really pretty. I kind of want to see how it would look in a tile design. But I'm going to call that it for this tangle and move on to the next one. And the third tangle for this video today is called Striarcles by Molly Hollabow. And I'll include a link down below. And so the name comes from the fact that it's a cross between stripes and circles. But let's go ahead and dive in. So with this one, we're going to make some wavy lines that have some spacing between them. And try to keep them as parallel as possible, but it's totally fine if you don't. And once you have your lines in place, you can go through and randomly add circles throughout the design. Okay, and once those circles are in place, we're kind of gonna fill in every other space that we have. So I'm just gonna start in the upper left corner and fill it in. Just like that, we're done with Striarcles. So this is one of the few I've actually done before this challenge, and I've had it in a couple of other pieces of art. I think it actually looks really pretty, and I highly encourage you all to experiment around with it and maybe try filling things in different ways. But that's going to be it on this video though. Okay, the fourth tangle that I have for you all this video is called Swarm, and the source I have for it is the Constant Contact website, which I've referred back to in a couple of other tangles. So I'm just gonna go ahead and get started with this. So the way you want to get started is you go through and you make a line It shouldn't fill up the box, but it should still be fairly sizable. And then come a little ways in, make another line that parallels it but doesn't quite go the full length, and continue to do that until essentially you're not really making a line anymore. Then from one of the edges, draw a line that goes the length of that, and continue the idea from the first one and just continue to do this until you've filled in as much space as you like. And I am going to stop there because I think that is just enough space filled in. But you can see that it kind of creates this fake triangle motif almost. But yeah, I highly encourage you play around with it and see what works best for you. And I mean, you could even do some shading in if you desire. But I'm going to leave this one here and move on to the next tangle. Okay, the fifth tangle that I have for you today, I couldn't exactly find the name for, but I think it's called Woven. And it was made by Susan McNeil. And again, I'll include a link in the description down below. So, to get started with this one, you're going to make a lot of ovals, like a cross between an oval and a rectangle, and alternate back and forth between having them be horizontal and having them be vertical. Once you have your weaves lined out, you can go ahead and color some of them in. I'm going to color in the horizontal ones just because a couple of those I had to extend to make it fit better. So I'm just going to color them to cover up that extension. Just like that, we're all done with this tangle. Yeah, it's really cute. And I can see how my original source thinks Woven is the name. And, but yeah, it also kind of looks like jelly beans to me in a way. So, but I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next tangle. Alright, the sixth tangle that I have for you all today is called Warts, and it's by Genevieve Krob. I hope I'm pronouncing your name correctly. But let's just go ahead and get started on it. So with this one, you want to start by making a few circles. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm gonna go with 5. Kind of like the instructions did. And one of the things that they do immediately is they thicken up the lower half of each one. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that too. It'll just give it some dimension later on. So once I have that, now I'm gonna make a surface. For these warts to appear on. Like that. And then around each wart, or of the original circles we did, I'm going to draw 2 circles going around them until either they meet the edge or I've actually completed the circle. Like so. And then once you have those in place, you can come through and do lines going across our surface that the warts are sitting on. And just like that, we've completed warts. That's fun. I'll have to try this again sometime. So, but I'm gonna go ahead and move on to the last tangle for this video. All right, the final tangle I have for you guys today is called Ribbon Bows, and it is also by Suzanne McNeil, the one who did Woven. And I'm just gonna go ahead and get started. And the way we get started with this one is we make a circle using dots. And just like that. And then between any 2 adjacent dots, we do a small U, a very long U, and then a U that's slightly longer than that. And just repeat as you go around the circle. Since I made this little mistake by adding in an extra wave here, I'm just going to do that on all of them. Voila! And just like that, we're done with ribbon bows. And it's completely adorable. And yes, I've totally seen bows like this on top of presents before. So this is really cute. But I'm gonna end this tangle here. All right, that is it for this week's Zen Doodle with me video. I really hope you enjoyed all of these tangles. I know I definitely did. And I guess I'll look forward to seeing you all next week. In the meantime, have a wonderful, wonderful week and take care of yourselves. Bye.